Well, the game jam is over and we got 42 entries, which is amazing. Today, I just kind of want to go through a little post-mortem of my game. And then this coming Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be live streaming as many as I can. So I'm trying to do all 42 games. I got to escape from every single escape room is my goal. That's going to be quite interesting. I doubt I'll actually finish all of them, but I will play every single game and give you a review underneath the submission section of your game. And I'm going to be doing it all live on Friday evening and Saturday early afternoonish. So if you are interested in actually coming and hanging out, watching me play your games, then make sure to hit the notification bell so that you are alerted when I start playing the games. So like I said, today I want to go through a little post-mortem of my game. This is definitely not one of my proudest games at all. I kind of just want to go over some of the things that I liked, some of the things that I didn't quite like, that I would change if I were to do it again. The first and the thing that I like the best probably is the swimming mechanic. The swimming mechanic is my absolute favorite part of the whole game. It's a really nice fluid motion where you reach out into the water and you grab with your grip and then pull yourself along and then you let go and it kind of slingshots you across. It's a very natural swimming motion. And I picked it up from a YouTube tutorial that I'll link below, not mine. It's a bit of an outdated tutorial, but I went through and updated it and then tweaked some of the settings and the forces and a little bit of the code to kind of make it feel a lot more natural. The game overall I think was pretty cool. The idea of the game was to escape like Finding Nemo did in the movie. So the way they did it in the movie was Nemo had a rock, a little pebble, and he threw it over the fish tank wall and it dropped into the filter. And Nemo swam up and over into the filter and used the rock that he threw over to jam the spinning blade, and that caused the tank to get cloudy and, very yucky and disgusting. And then the dentist had to pull them out of the tank in order to clean it. And the idea of the escape plan was to roll themselves out of the dentist office into the street and then across the street into the ocean in order to escape. And so this small portion of the movie was to get the filter jammed and then have the dentist take you out. That was kind of how you escaped in this particular game. So I had a little script that when the filter got jammed would change the amount of fog that is globally throughout the scene, and then the lighting also changed to be very green, the fog color, and so it was just very yucky, disgusting kind of color, and it actually matched pretty closely to how it was in the movie. So I was pretty proud of that, but I'm not very proud of the game as a whole, and that is because it's just not very cohesive. So I wouldn't even rate myself very high on the rating criteria for this particular jam. I think I had a menu in there, but I couldn't get it to work properly on the Quest standalone, so it worked when I was testing it, and then when I ran a build and tried to run it, the menu was having issues, so I just took the menu out entirely. And I was actually trying to add in a little extra at the end. Instead of having you just teleport out of the cage and that's it and you're done, I was trying to have the player teleport into a bag, and then you would have to swim your way across the countertop and then out the window in order to escape, but I couldn't quite get that mechanic to work well in the time I had. So there was a lot of room for improvement. I have seen the comments on the game and I see that a lot of people like the swimming mechanic and it was really cool, but the rest of the game they just didn't like, and those are my thoughts as well. It was like Sunday morning I woke up and I was just not motivated at all. So my last game jam, I put a lot of time and effort in there and I had a team to help me out, and so that helped with the motivation as well, because when one of the team members wasn't motivated, some of the other ones likely were, and so we would be able to hype each other up. For this one, since I was doing it by myself, I just got really demotivated on Sunday, and so I didn't put a whole lot of time or effort into it, and that shows itself in the game. But going through this page of Game Jam entries, there are a lot of really good looking games, and I am really excited to go through and play all of these. So this weekend, I'm gonna play all of the games, try to rate and comment on every single one. I'm gonna try to finish all of the entries, but likely won't be able to actually finish, but I will play every single one live for you to watch your game get played and hear me give some feedback. And then starting next week, we'll actually start back doing the tutorial tutorials, because I know y'all who are not so interested in the game jam and just interested in tutorials are eagerly waiting for those to kick back off. So starting next week, I'll start back in the tutorials. I have the procedural grip video coming up fairly shortly, hopefully, and I'm going to be reviewing some frameworks as well. So AutoHand and the Hurricane VR frameworks, in order to, give you a little tutorial. Some people have been asking for a walkthrough of how to get set up with one of these frameworks, and I think they're super useful for people who don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of hours actually coding in the specific interactions. They just want to drop in a framework and get started with their game. It's a super useful tool, and so I'll be going through some of these as well to show you how to get up and running that way. And Oculus just released a really big update for their interaction framework for the hand tracking and being able to grip with just hands and not controllers. So I'm going to be doing a walkthrough tutorial video on how to use that one as well. That's going to be really cool. I'm actually super excited about that. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. This game was just not my best one, but I just highly encourage you to keep making games. So sometimes you'll run into weekends where you just won't be doing your best, and it's just best to power through, make the game, figure out, what you're bad at, what you need some work at, and, some things you need to practice some more. Game jams are a great way to do that, and we're going to be doing another one here in a couple months. I would like to try to do a game jam every couple months. I might not participate in every single one of them, but I would like to host one just for, people who missed the last one or people who are super into game jams. It's a great way to build up your portfolio, and I think it's one of the best ways to learn game development. Anyway, with all that said, be sure to check out the live streams on Friday and Saturday of me playing all of the escape rooms. And if you're not into game jams, I'll see you next week for the tutorials.